What's up with y'all? It's Top Media TV once again. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Make sure y'all don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below at the end of the video. And this episode, we gonna speak on Timmy Roo and his story, the youngest brother of Bunchy and Mob James, a notorious dude out of the mob Piru's, somebody who was affiliated with Death Row also, and also had a close relationship with Tupac, but nevertheless was a very influential and a very dangerous member of the mob Piru's. And we go get right into it, y'all. Timmy Roo was the youngest of three brothers, with James being the oldest and Bunchy being in the middle. And Timmy Roo was the youngest. He had grew up in the Ma Piru neighborhood along with his brothers, and they all was banging Ma Pirus. And it wasn't long for Timmy Roo to get in trouble. Along with his three brothers, they were well known in Compton. According to Compton cops, they was one of the most well-known neighborhoods on the east side, and they were known as the McDonald family. They grew up on a street called East Killen, which is on the east side of Compton, and Suge Knight himself would grow up one street over called Orchard Street. The Ma Pirus was a spin-off of Ludus Park being the original Piru gang on the east side. And by 1980, according to Ma Piru members, the Ma Pirus would be created, and of course Mob James would be an early member of the Ma Pirus. And it wasn't long until Timmy Roo would get in trouble. As Mob James would explain in 1984, him and Timmy Roo would catch a murder as a Crip from LA, along with two other Crips, was in a van and they tried to steal his car. And Timmy Roo and Mob James would actually shoot across the street at this car, which ended in the death of a 16-year-old Crip who was inside the car, as Mob James would explain in detail what went down. As Mob James would explain.
Yes. I done got a self-defense once before, taking a man's life. You know what I'm saying? So
Wait. You killed someone in self-defense?
yeah.
Okay, we've never gone over the story.
Yeah, me and my little brother, well, we was all in the hood hanging out. This van keep coming back and forth. You remember that? Kept coming back and forth. So we hit the corner, got our pistols, and we post up. So we see the van again. I'm like, fuck this. Let me hit to the house. So I zoom to the house. And when I get out of my Cadillac, here come this van. So he go to do he busted you, then went up to the dead end and then come back. By the time he come back, I'm in my front yard. We waiting on him. So the dudes start popping at us. So we start popping back at them. So it's three motherfuckers in this van, four in this van. So when they start popping, we start popping. One of the guys in the van get hit, and the shooting stopped, but we still shooting. So by the time they get to Martin Luther King, the police already on us and shit. I had a Jerry curl the whole nine and shit, and the kids one was 14, the one that got killed was 16. The guy was driving was 33 or something like that.
This situation, which happened in 1984, according to Mob James, him and his brother Timmy Roo would beat the case as it was a self-defense case. So he wouldn't even have to go to court. The police would just let him go after they had entered a Compton police station. In 2002, an unfortunate situation happened to the McDonald family as Mob James and Timmy Roo's brother Bunchy was murdered at a gas station in Compton, and Timmy Roo allegedly sprung into action and retaliated for his brother Bunchy immediately. According to Compton cops, Tim Brennan and Bob Ladd, who are described as the most hands-on white Compton police officers that's ever been in Compton, had put out a book and wrote in the book that informants kept telling them that he had killed Scar. Scar was a member of the Ludus Park Pirus, and he was close to both Ma Pirus and Ludus Park, and he would be a casualty. And Timmy Roo allegedly, according to the Compton cops, would say that informants kept telling them that Timmy Roo was responsible for the murder of Bunchy. They described Timmy Roo wearing ski masks as he gunned down Bunchy. Not Bunchy, but Scar. Not Bunchy, Scar. Excuse me. Informants kept telling those Compton cops that Timmy Roo had actually murdered Scar in retaliation for the murder of Bunchy. And that was the information that those cops had put in their book. So Timmy Roo was no joke. He was deeply hurt by the murder of his brother Bunchy, as would be Mob James, as y'all see him crying on interviews. They were very hurt by the situation. Bunchy being a reputable dude out of the mob Pirus, and Scar would be a casualty right after the murder of Bunchy, who was a Ludus Park Piru. And this murder, along with Bunchy, would create a war between the mob Pirus and the Ludus Park Pirus to this day, which is very deadly amongst the young generation. Some would describe that there would be no peace in sight between these two neighborhoods. As y'all know, mob Pirus was actually a spin-off of Ludus Park. And now, even though the older guys might have an affiliation with each other, might be cool with each other, but the young generation are at deep war, even worse than a Crip and a Blood would be. In 2002, a member of the mob Pirus by the name of Hendog, pictured right here, who would also drew the Death Row logo, was actually murdered in the Denver Lane neighborhood on the west side of South Central. He was very close to Timmy Roo, and Timmy Roo would also retaliate, but before he could do anything, police had pulled him over as they had accused him of trying to shoot a member of the Denver Lane or somebody in the Denver Lane neighborhood. But before he could do it, another member in the car would actually tell Timmy Roo to not pull out your gun as there's police that's on us, and then he would be arrested. This is actually the LA Times article explaining the situation. And as he was charged with attempted murder of a gang rival, Timothy Tim Roo McDonald, 34, was accused of trying to kill a member of a rival gang last month as revenge for the unsolved murder of another night associate who was shot to death in South Los Angeles 6 days before. Sheriff deputies alleged that they saw McDonald, who was at large Tuesday, prepare to shoot a suspected gang member in Compton. Two deputies said they saw a vehicle pull alongside a pedestrian. McDonald then pointed a handgun at the gang member, according to the deputies. McDonald and the driver fled when they saw the deputies. McDonald, who told deputies he worked for Nice the Row Records, formerly Death Row, was arrested after a short pursuit, but later released. A warrant was issued for his arrest Tuesday. In this same case, his mother had spoke up about the incident and explained how the police was trying to get information of Timmy Roo on Suge Knight, as this was the time when the war between the mob Pirus, Ludus Park, and Fruitown war was going down. She had said the police wanted Timmy to snitch on Suge Knight, to tell lies, said McDonald's mother Mahalia. The detectives told Timmy if he didn't play ball, they'd get him. Timmy Roo would later on beat the case and they would let him go. Timmy Roo, in his only ever interview that he did publicly on YouTube, would speak about Snoop Dogg, Baby Lane, and Bunchy. He explains and details how Bunchy was a great fighter and that he should have been a football player or a boxer. He also speaks on Baby Lane kicking Orlando Anderson's head like a football.
Yeah, that little bitty nigga there, I done watched knock out niggas 2 times his high. I was like, damn, I'm finna have to help my brother. You know what I mean? I'm knowing I'm finna have to help my brother. All the time, give him good 15, 20 seconds, it's over. That's why they used to call him a silverback. Yeah, they thought he had that monkey strength. He was like a real gorilla. Nigga hit 500 on a button. I done seen him I'm just thinking this shit gonna crush this nigga's chest. No. He had monkey strength. Try to kick a field goal. He tried to kick that nigga land no head for a field goal, little baby. Man, I felt sorry for him. Yeah. I said, damn. That's why them niggas wouldn't have got a goddamn gun and came back.
Timmy Roo, who was also around Death Row, exposed Snoop Dogg and had said in an interview that Death Row had gave him the name Snoop Dogg and that when he came to Death Row, his name was Snooper Duper.
Snooper Duper? Yeah. That was that nigga name when he first came around.
Snooper
We
Duper.
gave him Snoop Dogg, nigga. He started, so he was Snooper Duper. He wanted to be like a kid and play type nigga, high top fade. He wasn't bang.
Mob James would also go and explain that him and Timmy Roo don't see eye to eye. It could be because of the snitching allegations, which Timmy Roo did confirm to be true. Timmy Roo had put up a Facebook comment saying F Suge and Rat James. And this was Timothy McDonald, aka Timmy Roo, saying this. So this could be the reason why him and James don't see eye to eye. Maybe it could be other situation, who knows? But Timmy Roo does believe FG's version of events, that Mob James did snitch on FG. This is his comment saying F Suge and Rod James. Of course, you know, in the public interview that he did, he was speaking on Suge Knight, saying how fake he was and all that. So he does not like Suge for whatever reason. And of course, his brother maybe being a snitch allegedly, which he believes. That's the reason why he's saying F Suge and Rod James. Let me know what y'all think, man, in the comment section, man. That was the story of Timmy Roo in a nutshell. A real rider from the Mob Pirus, Bunchy and James' younger brother. Of course, Mob James would also explain him catching a body with James in his younger days when he was 16. All the Mob Pirus acknowledged Timmy Roo as being a real one, including FG. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Top Media TV. Until next time, peace.
Two sisters and two brothers. So he's a baby boy. But Timmy ain't no joke. Hope me and Timmy never get on the wrong side of each other. Because Timmy ain't no joke. But yeah, Bunchy little brother.